Out of about 500,000 hectares of farmland designated for rice cultivation in Kebbi State, northern Nigeria, only 250,000, that's about half of that, may have been fully cultivated. This is because rice farming in the state is still done manually. Our correspondent Loretta Chogo reports.
Kebbi State in the northern region is one of the 36 states of the Federation that may have heeded the call to return to the farm. This is Gungu Farm in Argungu local government area of Kebbi State. Now, about 30 kilometers from here to the border area of Sokoto is all planted with rice. And just beside me is the harvested rice waiting to be threshed. It takes only 4 months to plant and harvest rice. And that means in a year, 12 months, you have 3 seasons of harvesting. With the harsh sunny weather, sometimes above 38 degrees Celsius, rice production attracts high yields, but comes with a high cost of irrigating, unlike the wet season when the cost of production is low. While moving around the farm, we caught up with the Emir of Argungu, Alhaji Ismaila Mera. He re-echoes the federal government's diversification agenda into agriculture, noting that it's a gain for the country if well managed and supported.
I think that's what we need to do in Nigeria. We need to be patient, close our doors, try to improve on what we produce, eat it and sell it. Gradually develop it to a standard that everyone in the world will come and take it. But if we say we want it 100% today, every nation started somewhere. We need to start somewhere, and patience is the key.
The highlight of planting and harvesting of rice in this large farm is the threshing, though done manually. Then winnowed and bagged.
But because of the...
I was with the chairman of Rice Farmers Association in Kebbi State, Mr. Mohammed Sahabi. He says, as of 2016, the state produced over 1 million metric tons of rice in the dry season.
But because of the attraction now rice production has, we have more and more farmers going into farms. Some politicians are converting into farmers. Businessmen are going to farm. Retired and civil servants. In fact, rice now is the main business in Kebbi State. For as long as the government continues to maintain this restriction on giving foreign exchange for rice import, our farmers will actually be encouraged to produce more and more rice so that they won't have to be frustrated in the market. We produce, the buyers there waiting for you. You sell, you make some profit.
Kebbi State has about 500,000 hectares of farmlands for rice, but has so far cultivated 250,000, with hopes to expand further if adequately mechanized. Loretta Chogo, Channels Television News.
In the meantime, Nigeria's cocoa farmers have been advised to improve the quality of their cocoa in order to increase productivity and make more profit. This advice was given to the farmers at a training workshop held in Igbaraoke in Ondo State. Cocoa experts say that continuous training and enlightenment will go a long way in improving local cocoa production and help farmers pass certification tests.
Cocoa is a brown powder made from the seeds of a tropical tree. It is used for making chocolate. Nigeria has taken advantage of its favorable climate condition to become the 4th largest producer of cocoa after Côte d'Ivoire, Indonesia and Ghana, and the 3rd largest exporter of the product. But in the year 2016, Nigeria dropped to 7th position. In order to improve on this, farmers drawn from Ondo and Osun State are gathered in the federal local government area of Ondo State for a training on improvement of quality and productivity.
Cocoa Project receive a combination of support. So there's a field officer who is staying in the farming community, and they will provide training every week or every 2 weeks on, for example, pruning or harvesting or anything that needs to happen in the field. Secondly, we support the farmers in getting access to new seeds to plant new trees, inputs such as fertilizer or protection products. which will all help to achieve the aims.
Continuous sensitization will go a long way for these farmers and will possibly help Nigeria's cocoa produce compete favorably with other countries.
If we sensitize the farmers and they can increase the quality of their cocoa, then definitely they are going to get full price, full money for what they are really supplying. The price of cocoa is growing every day. It is no more when it was 120,000 per ton. It is now about 1 million naira per ton, 600, 500,000. So farmers can actually be rich by producing more and also increasing the quality.
Such initiatives should be spread across the cocoa producing states.
This kind of project is not something that should be limited into, to just two states. Very few states understand it. It's something that should come from the federal.
Cocoa is in high demand all over the world, especially in developed countries. If all needed policies can be put in place, providing access to land, improve productivity, create unemployment, then attention will shift away from oil.
Let's quickly shift gears now, shall we, to business news with Millicent Walker.
Thank you, Gimba. Welcome to Business News. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank will be meeting to review major developments in the global and domestic space on Monday and Tuesday next week. The third meeting of the committee in the year is coming at a time when the global economy is viewed to be in a sweet spot following respite in global downside risks related to the U.S. elections, Brexit uncertainty and concerns of slower growth in China. On the domestic front, there are indications of a potential rebound in activities from the second quarter as April's PMI, which settled at 51.1 points, highlighted an improvement in overall business activity. Meanwhile, analysts have said that a change in the monetary policy stance may be counterproductive to addressing the current high inflation rate. The federal government's budget of 92 billion naira for the agri sector has been described as a shortfall from the African Union's recommendation. An agri-allied expert, Mr. John Okaku, said this at a food security forum in Lagos. He preferred solutions to the funding gap, challenging entrepreneurs to find funding alternatives.
Under Maputo Charter, all African Union members supposed to budget 10% of their budget to agriculture. 10%. But look at us today. Our budget is 7.441 trillion. That means agriculture will take about 704 billion. What did we get? 92 billion or 96. We must be clowning. Completely clowning. And something needs to be done about that. The African Union Charter in Maputo says 10% of your budget under normal circumstances. And we, the Nigerian people, we want to use agriculture to pull ourselves out of the recession in terms of diversification. And we are budgeting 92 billion. That is far less the minimum recommended by the African Union. We are not serious. So now what's the option? What is the solution to it? We, the private investors, we have to take it upon ourselves.
The Nigerian Content Development Week just ended and the engineers have described the achievements of the act established in the program as commendable. At a meeting held in commemoration of the initiative in Lagos, experts explained that the achievements recorded since its inception in 2010 are indications of an end to its lingering challenges.
All important acts that has raised the bar in terms of doing the businesses in the oil and gas. From record, we have that these acts single-handedly have saved this country over 300 billion capital flights. What do I mean? There are a lot of jobs that have been done offshore, have been done overseas. But since the enactment of the act, we have saved over $300 billion of capital flight. A lot of jobs are now domiciled in Nigeria. By virtue of this, over millions of our people have gotten jobs.
Like everything in life, you have to plan, you have to monitor, you have to think about growth, you have to think about sustaining what you started. And I think Nigeria is in that phase where we not only step back, I think we have to step back and review across board what we are doing. Is it working? for us, Nigerian content is working. How do we need to position to make sure that we develop it to the next level?
And that's Business News Tonight. It's back to Gimba with the rest of the news.
As part of efforts by the present board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, to actualize an integrated regional economy for the region, the Commission has says that it's ready to partner with Edo State government for the construction of the Benin-Abraka Road. The chairman of the board of the NDDC, Senator Victor Ndomaegba, while speaking during a working visit to the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, at the Government House, Benin, says that measures are being taken by the new board to activate the Advisory and Project Monitoring Committee, among others, to achieve a technology-based economy beyond oil.
Leading the NDDC team to Benin City, the Edo State capital, is the chairman of the board, Senator Victor Ndomaegba. The NDDC is touring states within the Niger Delta region to collaborate with the various governments in a bid to rewrite its narrative.
We will no longer compete with local governments and state governments. We will go back to the original mandate of the NDDC as provided for in the Act, which is to create an integrated regional economy for the Niger Delta region.
The host governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, assures the team that Edo State will work with the new board to hasten the region's development.
Benin-Abraka Road will open up almost 200 to 250,000 hectares of virgin land for agriculture. It's also a major trunk and connection between the Edo and Delta. And we will prepare to, are willing to sign this MOU as soon as you make it possible.
From the Government House, the board members moved to inspect the Uloho-Ogba River Link Road project. This time, the NDDC Managing Director, Obong Nsime-Ekere, leads the team. The NDDC boss says he's happy that the contractor has returned to site.
We have said very clearly that going forward, that this current management and board will no more tolerate substandard projects, and we will not accept them. So that's why I'm happy that for this project, the scope did not include stone base.
708 projects valued at 86.34 billion naira have so far been awarded to Edo State by the NDDC, with 173 of them completed and commissioned. Another 131 are completed but yet to be commissioned, while 233 are ongoing, with some stalled or abandoned.
Looks forward to marking the second anniversary of the Ben Ayade-led administration. One of its greatest achievements is the Calabar Garment Factory. With the production of clothing such as blazers, jeans and others, the importation of clothing from other parts of the country may soon be a thing of the past. Governor Ben Ayade, who was presented with, of course, some samples of the finished products from the factory, says that new policies will be launched in a few weeks' time to encourage people to improve patronage.
This is the Calabar Garment Factory, a vision of Cross River State come to reality. It is situated on the Goodluck Jonathan Expressway with a working population of 3,000 youths who work in shifts. The state governor, Ben Ayade, visits the factory to have a first-hand experience of ongoing activities.
Anything I put on my body must be made from Cross River Garment Factory. Oh. That is my sincere commitment. That's my commitment to the state and for the young 3,000 people who are working day and night to bring, of course, Cross River State is the leading state when it comes to lifestyle. And so definitely we're going to lead you in terms of fashion. This is a wonderful example, very stylish. If you found this in Gucci shop or Roberto Cavalli shop or Versace shop, I am sure you'll be willing to pay an arm and a leg.
Residents applaud the initiative of the state government to create employment opportunities for the people.
60% of the employees, they are widows, and that goes a long way to tell you that he has really touched lives.
If this is what we have been seeing in the past, believe you me, unemployment would have been a thing of the past, not only in Cross River, but in Nigeria. Because you agree with me that a team of youths who hitherto was supposed to be on the street are now given employed in this garment factory. And it's supposed to be a wake-up call to others who said they want to employ the unemployed on the street. To see a kind of job that will give a multiplier effect, not only to those who are gainfully employed, but even to others who are dependent back home.
In Nigeria, what we need is the best, not just giving us garment factory, but going for the best. Because the reason most of us travel to the country because we go for the best. So it will be developing a good and a welcome development if the factory will give us the best products we need.
Many believe if it is supported, the garment factory will go a long way in boosting the state's economy, and Cross River State may well become the new fashion hub of the country.
And still ahead on the news at 10, Manchester City, Liverpool and Arsenal battle for the remaining 2 Champions League places as the Premier League season ends tomorrow. That's coming up on Sports News.